All right, here we are. And I need my bio insight. So I'm looking for osseous. The osseous on this planet looks like a clamshells on a stick. Okay, so I'm on the right path. That's good. And I have to travel 800 meters to find more. Shut up, you. That looks like more of the osseous I'm looking for. Hopefully it's far enough away.
Minimum distance reached.
Yes.
You've traveled over 800 meters from previous sample.
And I don't have my space car, so I'm having to do this the hard way of actually flying to each location instead of just driving. My guy. Perfect.
Second partial sample collected.
Okay. 800 meters is pretty far to have to go. So I'm going to get back in the ship instead of trying to walk it. Again, I don't have my space card. Like Batman. Without a Batmobile. That kind of rocky ledge right there. It looks like it could have more osseous. This osseous is worth 3.1 million. After this, I want to find a tussock, which I think is supposed to be right around here. I might have overflown where the tussock actually is, so I'm going to go back into orbit and look for more tussock. Tussock on this world was in a very small area, and then after I get the tussock, there's still like there was 5 biosigns, of which I'll collected 3, but the osseous is at least
Minimum
worth
distance
3
reached.
million.
You've traveled over 800 meters from previous sample.
Go on this ridge right here. And it's a big valley right there below me. To my left. But oh, thought I saw some blue back here when I was first coming in. Somehow messed that all up. Oh, stop, stop, stop. Good. I was landing right on the plants, that's why. It is cold. 103 Kelvin. Pretty cold. I think I've had a planet though that was like 20 degrees Kelvin.
Sample collection complete.
Okay. Tussock. Wish I had some binoculars. Yeah, that's the valley I first arrived in, I think. Then I went up on these hills and found a bunch of osseous, but I'm going to check that valley and see if I see any tussock down there. Tussock is sort of a grass-like looking plant. Again, I lost my space car. Crashed it a little too hard. So now I'm looking from the air. 400 meters altitude, is that right? Doesn't seem right. $170 seems a lot more right. That's some bacterium right below me. Not worth enough money. Struggle looking for bacterium. I might have to go back into orbit and make sure I'm really looking in the right spot for Tussock. Let's do another old trick. The one where we turn on night vision and look for everything's silhouette. Still not seeing anything like Tussock. I would think this is an area where concha would grow. At the foot of the cliff. Okay. I remember when I was first scanning this planet that the Tussock was only in small, tiny pockets. I'd accelerate. So that's probably highlighting the Fumarola? Fumarola. I don't know how you pronounce that. Probably some appropriately English way to pronounce it. Fumaroles. There's Fumaroles and there's Fumarola. I get it now. All right, Tussock. I was next door to where the Tussock is, but not really on it. That area looks a lot bigger over there. I forgot. There's another world I'm right next to. It's kind of crazy how close together they are. What's that place? Right there. But I already got some life forms off that planet. All right, Tussock, I'm coming for you. Really? All right. So this will take a bit of time. If I head straight there, this planet's really quite multicolored. All right, I'm definitely going to go back into hyperspace. It takes too long to do it like this. These small planets, you end up coming down at like a pretty steep angle most of the time because the planet itself is so small.
Frameshift drive charging.
I really don't think I need to align with the escape vector of such a small planet.
4, 3,
That's by the rules of the game.
1. Engage.
I can't even see the planet. All right.
Frameshift drive charging.
All right, I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna come in. That should all still be the tussock that I'm looking for. Aim for right there. Kind of feel like I'm not covering ground fast enough to actually reach what I'm aimed at by the time I cut the glide. I guess in the glide. Don't see anything bright green. Which would indicate easier to find plant life. That was pretty good.
Landing gear deployed.
I'm not seeing anything I can obviously call tussock. Let's go take a look at what this is. Maybe it becomes more obvious if I turn off night vision. Definitely worth investigating. Yeah, I'm gonna scan it, whatever it is, to figure out if it's what I'm looking for. All right, my search for a place to land continues. Come on. Go so fast. That was a mistake. Shit. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this is what I'm looking for. It's fuzzy, like a lot of tussock is fuzzy. Could be something like cactoida or something.
New codex entry. Tussock capillum, green. Tussock capillum confirmed present. Base value 7.03 million. Minimum sample distance 200 meters.
200
First partial
meters.
sample collected.
That's pretty close, as these things go. So I bet that over there is valid to even get. Boo. Oh, this one's green. Son of a. I'm at 187 meters. Dang it. Pretty close, but not quite
Minimum
enough.
distance reached. You've traveled over 200 meters from previous sample.
If I had like realized there was a second group there, I would have maybe gotten the plant furthest away from the second group I went to so that I wouldn't have to keep going. Oh, that's perfect. Over there, this ship's left. Five meters, 400 meters. Brilliant.
Second partial sample collected.
I would like to know how the humans board this shit. 'Cause that door is way up there.
Minimum distance reached. You've traveled over 200 meters from previous
Go
sample.
backwards. Go backwards. Gotta massage those landings. Alright, this is the last one I want to get on this planet. Ready for the next star
Sample
system.
collection complete.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, so we gotta get back on the galaxy map and replot our route. Getting really close to my destination. 52 jumps away. Holy cow. And I'm in the Somnia. Mare Somnia. So I made it a tremendous distance from starting here. Pretty rough journey at times.
Frameshift drive charging.
But it was pretty cool visiting these worlds. Wish I had the sensors off. There's also a gas giant right over there. Or they used to be aligned, so you can see them all in a row. Oh, where am I? Guess I won't see that gas giant before I leave.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
All right, let's find those planets.
System scan complete.
Not much to this star system that I want to investigate, at least not this time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now, this star system's name actually looks like one you might be able to pronounce. A little bit of practice.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Yeah, let's go ahead and refuel. This is a good spot. Temperature hasn't increased that much. Back away a little bit. Not refuel so fast. That star. All right, I've been able to keep it steady despite looking in every random direction. Keep going up. Really is a lovely sun surface.
Fuel scooping complete.
many bodies were in this star system? 17.
New codex entry. Rocky icy body, no atmosphere.
That warrants a new codex entry. Kind of surprised.
Body B3. Neon atmospheric landable with life.
Bacterium. Not particularly good life.
System scan complete.
All right. Closer.
Frameshift drive charging.
Wow. So I'm about to go to 49 jumps after this. Really quite tangibly close now.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
So I don't know. I'm kind of curious what planets I'll discover in a single star system with a yellow star. 6 planets, not very many. I think Sol system would count as that, means something like 30 if you count all the icy bodies.
Body 4. Neon atmospheric landable.
Eos is particularly photogenic.
Body
System
5.
scan
Neon
complete.
atmospheric landable with life.
Bacterium, though, of a low value.
Frameshift drive charging.
Body A1A. Argon atmospheric landable with life.
Still, like each of those plants on that planet are estimated to be worth 1 million, so it's not worth landing for. Especially after such a long trip, and I'm still carrying a lot of valuable stuff, and every landing is a chance to crash.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Okay.
System scan.
Well, this will be a quick jump.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Building too much engine heat too quickly.
Disengaged.
Let's wait till the engine drops below 16.
Frameshift drive charging.
I also, earlier today when I wasn't filming, I hit a neutron star, and that had actually, as you might guess, had visitors before. But as I get closer to the carrier that I'm heading towards, I think I'm going to run into more star systems that have already been explored.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Some distance between me and that star before I use the FSS scanner.
Body 4. Neon atmospheric landable. Body 1. Neon atmospheric landable with life.
1 million bacteria, not valuable.
Body 2. Neon
Also
atmospheric
not
landable with
particularly
life.
valuable. Oops, wrong button. Ferris Bueller have a cutout of himself? I'm asking this because I went to my dad's house for the 4th of July,
Complete.
and he has a cardboard cutout of his own grandpa. He went to a family reunion, and between his siblings, he was voted the one that looked the most like grandpa. And I actually noticed that I have the same nose as my great grandfather. Um, then I was thinking,
Frameshift drive charging.
maybe I should get a cardboard cutout of myself. But I think, didn't Ferris Bueller have one of those in his movie? 45 jumps left. Knocking them down.
New codex entry. High metal content body, no atmosphere.
Scoping.
Again, I'm incredulous that I've never seen such a thing before. Maybe they had always had atmospheres in the past.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Seems like a busy, crowded star system. 3 stars. 17 planets, is that not that many? Geological. Alright, I think this goes so far pretty quickly. This body. Not any particularly interesting planets.
System scan complete.
Icy bodies are always the least interesting.
Frame shift drive.
I think they pay the least amount of money out if you map them. Totally have to refuel. Gasoline levels are getting low.
Fuel scoping.
Oh, look how close that star is. I've been next to some closer ones. That one's like not actually threatening in its proximity, but it is quite pretty, highly visible. Want to dive into those things. Still not getting enough energy fast enough. Those the Magellanic clouds? I think they are. It's amazing how big they are out here. It'd be awesome if you could sometimes illuminate Andromeda. But I guess even in near Earth orbit, Andromeda still is not all that visible unless you look at microwave radiation. I'm impressed how I'm getting a lot of energy per second, but my heat isn't rising that fast. I think I typically enjoy refueling over orange stars for that reason. But now that I'm getting closer to 80, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. All right. Get in there. Let's finish this off.
Fuel scooping complete.
All right. There's 4 stars in this system. That's really quite a bit. It typically lowers the total mass that's available for the planetary bodies, especially in an area that doesn't seem particularly heavy. There's not a whole lot of big mass star systems out here. They don't pay me to find belt clusters.
System scan complete.
Say that for sure.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay. I'm going to stream until 8 p.m. my time, which is central. And then I'm going to see about making myself dinner. So I'll hang up then. And I might come back on later. I don't know. I feel like 4th of July and all the crazy stuff that's happened in Central Texas is catching up to me. It was brutal rain. And I was unaffected by the floods, but it was so dark all day. Of course, the tragic news dominated my thoughts.
New codex entry. T Tori star.
I'm sure I've been by Class T stars before. I don't know about Tori. I think these stars are new. They're like a yellow star that's forming still. Or maybe they'll even go all the way to white at some point in terms of how much heat they produce. Okay. Oh, a few gas giants here.
New codex entry. Gas giant with ammonia life.
Very pretty gas giant, I think.
System scan complete.
Okay, I'm just making sure the language didn't have any of that uh, green gas giant language. A green gas giant will almost always have a sentence that says something like this particular, something that makes it like unique among not just me. That phrase is literally what I'm looking for. The phrase this particular, or even something like this instead of any particular gas giant of this cloud has properties like that. Um, the green gas giants all have language that makes them like singled out.
Fuel scooping.
17, huh? All right, so we'll identify all these planets, do one more jump. Assuming there's nothing valuable biological, and then I'll take a break for a bit. I'm not sure if I'll come back tonight. Um, just need to get caught up on things. What should I do? I am looking for my FSS scanner.
Body A5. Nitrogen atmospheric landable with life.
It's a pretty good bacterium, $8 million bacterium. There's only one of it, so I think it should be easy to spot on a planet like that.
New codex entry. Terraformable high metal content body. Body A2. Meets mapping criteria. Body A1. Sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable with life. May host a new personal codex entry.
Yeah, that one's even more valuable than the other one. So we'll just start there, see if it actually has the one that I think is so valuable. Because it might not actually have that. It might be some much less valuable stuff. The one with the bacterium, I actually know is going to have an $8 million bacterium. If it makes it, that makes that much more worthwhile. Except for, I mean, the stratum is potentially on that planet that just has one biosignature, but there's two other things it could be that are not very valuable.
Body B3. Ammonia atmospheric landable with life. Has high biological value.
Does. Yeah, we'll be hitting that one up. I wonder how far away it is. It doesn't really say right here, does it? What its current distance from me is? Oh, 2,000 light seconds. That's not too bad.
Body B2. Sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable with life.
Visiting that one to make sure, because it either has $19 million stratum or it has $1 million bacterium.
Body B1. Sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable. Meets mapping criteria. Body B4A.
9?
Carbon dioxide atmospheric landable with life.
Wow.
May host a new personal codex entry, may contain a new galactic codex entry and has high biological value.
We're going there. New Galactic Codex. This is going to be potentially the first time any player discovered it, if it's really there. So I got to go there. I could get my name in the record books of that. First to discover such and such. So we're going to go there first. After I
Body
figure
A4.
out.
Sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable with life. Has high biological value. System discovery complete. First body to map is A2.
This star system is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, even without. I mean, with the multiplier, it's probably worth over 100 million just in BIOS scans alone. And then I'm going to get the multiplier because I don't think anyone's ever been here before. Certainly, someone would have found out if that planet really had unique life forms. Right? No, no one's ever been here. So we're going straight there. So we'll figure out everything around B first, and then we'll come back to A. This is an interesting star system for me. Yeah, so the one I've never heard of as I head to 4A, I don't recall Recepta Delta Hadronics, Recepta Condivitis. Everything on this planet is worth a lot. It says there's 9 biosignatures. It's crazy. Only I had my space car. And what is Clepius? Clepius speculium is potentially the first time it's ever been discovered, if I can find it, if it's really there. Because I'm going to roll up, and then I'm going to have to see, does it have the Clepius lacramum? Yes, the scientific name of these fictional things, hard to pronounce. So there's 2 kinds of Clepius on this planet. I've never even seen Clepius before, but one of them has never been seen in the galaxy before. Kind of doubt I'm going to be that one that finds it. I would like it though. That would be cool. Jupiter's. I mean, everything in the Recepta family is worth more than $10 million. And it's worth more than $12 million, actually. Almost 13. Like the cheapest Recepta that could be on this planet is 13. There's two versions of Stratum potentially here, though. So it would be nice if I get the very valuable Stratum, but I don't know. I just hope I get the. I hope whatever they think is Clepius speculum, speculumi. Clepius speculumi. I hope that's what I actually find, because that's the first time anyone in the galaxy's ever found it. Dog's giving me that look. Come here, buddy. Giving me that look like I need to take you to the bathroom, huh? Let's do the planet scan, see if we can isolate it down further if we find out it's not there. Well, we'll do the planet scan. I'm gonna have to pause it. If it's not there, I'll just end the stream. If it is there, I'll pause it for a little bit before I go down to the planet, discover this new thing. Still so weird to have 9 biosignatures. This whole planet, if I could get everything, would be at its cheapest worth $60 million and at its most expensive 86. And I don't even have a car. It's such a knucklehead move on my part to have destroyed my SRV. Still, I'm really holding out hope I get the Cleptius speculami. But we'll find out as soon as I map it. I think good chance it'll cut down my options, and I should have. Well, there's a chance that between the two Clepius that exist on this planet, once I cut it down, this is a small planet. It's going to be hard to land on. That one over there.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Mapping complete.
Surface
Next body to map is B1.
complete.
Body B4A. May host a new personal codex entry, may contain a new galactic codex entry and has high biological value.
Alright, we're landing. This is the wrong side of the planet, though.
Orbital flight engaged.
This Clepius is everywhere, whatever it is. Alright, that's too steep. Come on, bro. There we go. That's perfect. Sometimes I wish I could just look through that window without the panel coming up. Dive. I'd be about 30 degrees. I don't know what Clepius looks like. I've never seen any Clepius. I certainly hope it's the Speculumi. Speculumi. It would be ironic if I was speculating about it. Alright, dog. I will take you out in just 1 minute. I gotta get my plane down. Joys of living on the second story. Down.
Landing gear deployed.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and land. I don't see anything that stands out. Oh, wait, is that stratum? I see lots of stuff over here, actually. Tubus, which is worth 7 million. All right, let's figure out what this is. Okay. Before I do anything else, I got to take care of my dog. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But if I find the unique speculomi, I'm going to go ahead and refilm it so I can at least share clips of finding a new thing. So I'll talk to y'all later, and definitely be filming. See if I get something new.